I've been in or around American politics for over a half-century now, and I never imagined how low and loony the Republican Party would become.
On January 6th, I will object to the Electoral College vote. That's right. Thank you.
12 Republican senators and senators-elect now say they will vote to reject President-elect Joseph R. Biden Jr.'s victory on Wednesday when Congress meets to formally certify it. They're joining a growing movement in the GOP to defy the unambiguous results of the 2020 presidential election and support Trump's bizarre attempt to remain in power with false claims of voting fraud. Now remember, every state has now certified the election results after verifying their accuracy. Several underwent post-election audits or hand counts. At the same time, judges across America, including Supreme Court justices, have rejected nearly 60 attempts by Trump and his allies to challenge the results. None of the 12 Republican senators who say they will vote to invalidate the results of the election has made any specific allegations of fraud. At most, they've offered vague statements that some wrongdoing may have occurred.
Are you trying to say that as of January 20th, that President Trump will be president?
Well, that depends on what happens on Wednesday. I mean, this is why we have the debate.
No, it doesn't.
This is why
I mean, the states by the Constitution say they certify the election. They did certify it. By the Constitution, Congress doesn't have the right to overturn the certification.
Their grounds for contesting the certification is that many of their supporters believe Trump's claims of fraud, which is circular reasoning since Trump and many of these same senators have been trying to convince the public that fraud occurred without offering any evidence. The sedition of these 12 United States senators, and I use that term sedition advisedly, will not alter the outcome of the election. It's purely for show, as have been so many of Trump's and his enablers' actions. But the show itself will only serve to validate in the minds of many of Trump's supporters his baseless claims, dividing America even more. The only consolation, if it can be called that, is that their cynical ploy will also force other Republican members of Congress on Wednesday to openly choose between doing their constitutional duty and accepting the results of the election, or displaying brazen loyalty to a fading demagogue who has sought to turn the GOP into a personal cult. In short, they will be smoked out. They must openly choose democracy or, let's call it for what it is, fascism. Rarely in American history has a symbolic act carried such significance for the future of the country. The rest of us should take careful note and do whatever we can to make sure in coming years that these 12 are not reelected to the United States Senate.